Where are we going today?
Big place.
Meaning,
Big place.
do you care to elaborate?
It has things in it.
Okay, we're going to the Villa Borghese.
Is not wrong.
Big place.
Sure.
In this area, we can do that shopping distance.
Okay, so right now we are walking up to the Galleria Borghese. So we got inside, they had a little cafe, so we got some food. They had this thing that was basically just like sweet bread full cream, whipped cream, there we go, that's what it's called. And it was absolutely delicious. Of course, we got a cappuccino because it's Italy and you kind of have to. And yeah, I absolutely loved how it tasted. Or the Borghese Gallery. So the Borghese family, I know that one member in their line was a pope and they were super into arts and different things. So they actually bought all this art for just their personal collection, except for some of it was actually given to Napoleon at some point, as well as some other people. And then eventually they went bankrupt and had to sell all their stuff and all this land to the city of Rome. So that is how it ended up being open to the public, basically. So while we were in the Galleria Borghese, the rest of my family was actually on a tour, which I decided not to go on because I just wanted to explore by myself. But since I did end up exploring by myself, I actually didn't see the entire upstairs because I didn't know it existed. So this is just the first floor of the Borghese Gallery because this is all I thought that there was. So maybe I should have gone on the tour after all, because then I would have actually known that there was a second floor. But I just did a nice little walkthrough of the entire gallery. It was insane. Like, imagine just owning all this. Like, some family just like owned all of this stuff. Like, that's crazy to me. And then once I was done walking through, I'd actually brought with some reference photos and taken some while I was walking around. And then once I was done, because we're allowed to be in here for like 2 hours, it only took me like an hour to go all the way around, I decided to sit down and draw some of my favorite statues. So yeah, you're going to be seeing that in a second. Okay, so these are the first few drawings that I did. The first one I set as a warm-up up there because, to be completely honest, I really dislike it, and it makes me feel embarrassed, but my entire goal for this entire sketchbook is that, like, bad art is okay, so I'm keeping it all in. I'm not going to erase the bad art, even if I really don't like it. So, in case you couldn't tell, these are all actually drawings of statues. Some of them I have put my own interpretation on because either I was feeling lazy and didn't want to draw the arms, or I just liked doing it just a little bit differently than how it was actually portrayed. But these are all statues that are actually in the gallery, which I think is pretty cool. So once we left the gallery, we got to walk through more of the estate, basically. And they had this huge park, so that's what we're walking through here. It was phenomenal. Like, all the stuff was just insane. So as we were walking around, there's actually some geese and stuff. And this one idiot, that's what I'm gonna call her, was kicking stuff, like, and this is like a full-grown woman. She was like kicking stuff and like throwing rocks at these geese. And I live up north, and one thing that you know is You don't piss off geese. Like, geese are terrifying. Don't piss off geese. But this woman just goes ahead and is just like kicking at them and stuff. And then as we're walking away, lo and behold, we hear a very loud, very angry goose cry and a woman yelping. To be honest, I have very little sympathy for her, and I kind of think she got what she deserved. Like, what rude person, first off, kicks wildlife, and then what idiot decides that kicking a goose is a good idea? Like, it's a goose. You don't kick gooses, geese, whatever you call them. You don't kick them. It's just a bad idea. This is right near where the goose was kicked, not cooked. That would be not good. But they were all just sleeping peacefully. So, I totally blame this woman. Also, this photo is so pretty. I can't believe I took this one. Like, it's just amazing, and I'm really proud of it, if you can't tell. So now, as we're walking, we're kind of going back towards, like, the exit area, just to, like, start heading back towards our Airbnb, because we've been here for quite a few hours, and it is getting kind of tiring. There is a zoo here that was unfortunately closed by the time that we got to it, but we will be going back and doing that another day on this trip, which I'm very excited about because one of my favorite things is going to zoos and aquariums and stuff and seeing the animals. So, as we were going to leave, we were actually walking towards the Spanish Steps and this shopping district that is around them. And before we go anywhere, we tend to do some research on it. And it turns out, if you sit on the Spanish Steps, it's like a $200 fine just for like sitting on them. I don't know why, but don't sit on the Spanish Steps unless like you have $200 that you're just feeling like throwing in the trash, basically. But this is the Spanish Steps. We were pretty tired, so we didn't look at them very long. But then we were walking down and going towards the shopping district. And there was actually some really cool art stores and stuff down these streets, which was really exciting for me.
Okay, so I'm back at the Airbnb and I bought some art supplies from a fancy art store. And I'm gonna open them up now. So let's go. This is the case that they came in. And they are watercolor pencils. And I'm going to test them out in my Jazza sketchbook right now. So before I do that, this is all the stuff I drew at the Borghese gallery. Don't mind this one. I don't like it. It was my warm-up. So these are all drawings of statues, except for this is a pillar. And then this one is also drawing a statue. I'm just covering up the nudity part just for this section. And yeah, so it's like there's the draping fabric. This is called like the Naked Truth. I think that's what the sculpture was called. I really like that one. And this is what like the gallery tickets looked like. And there are different artworks on them, so I collected all my families. And our tour guide gave me one, so then I can paste them in here. Just watching all the colors, and they are super pretty, and they're all really vibrant. I think I'll make a separate video on these, comparing them to some other pencils and watercolors I own, just to tell you guys if they're worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!